What up? Welcome back once again to the Necro Zoo. Of course, I am Bones. And in this one, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the repaint work I did on my first Snyder Cut McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. Now, of course, it was Aquaman. I cracked them open and took a look at them. And now I have gone ahead and done the custom paint work that I wanted to do. Now, I did look up a lot of pictures from the movie. Of course, Aquaman played by Jason Momoa. I also did look up statue pictures and replica movie props to get all the stuff I wanted to get, all the details. Now, I didn't do exactly everything I saw, but because there were so many different references that I had to just pick and choose what I liked. And then some things I just liked the way it looked, so I left it like that. But I did do pretty much a lot of work, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, of course, first up on the head, I did do a couple of things. Starting off with, I did the eyes where I added more like aqua light blue to make the eyes just pop out a little bit better. I thought the way they were painted, it just didn't stand out. So I went ahead and put a drop each on each eye of like kind of aqua blue, light blue, just to give the eyes to make them stand out a little bit more. I also adjusted the beard, like I thinned out the mustache part by adding flesh tone, and then I trimmed down the beard up here. I made it like a little bit more down, and then here, like on the soul patch part, I also added some, because it was like all solid, like there was not really any flesh, so I just added a little bit of skin tone paint just to add a little bit of separation in the beard, because it was just too overpowering. I also went ahead and added a little bit of streaks of color in there just to give it some accent. I also did his eyebrows. I gave him a little bit more like edge, because they weren't all the way painted in, so I gave him a little bit more edge. And then the scar on his eye, I actually added a strip of flesh to whiten it a little bit, just to make it more prominent. So, pretty cool, pretty nice work. I did add a bunch of color on the hair. I added some yellow, some sun blonde, a little bit of gold, and even green in there, just to mix it up, to give it some, to make it a little bit more spicy than it was, because of course everybody knows it was just one dark brown color. So I pretty much like the way it came out. I mean, you can tell the difference now from the way it looked before. So you still have articulation in the head. Everything's still functional. Pretty happy with the way it came out. Moving on down, now here I got into a lot of gold work, where I added a lot of gold trim to the sides. I trimmed up gold on the shoulder pads. Moving down, now there was some like leather strapping that came out on a lot of the statue pics, so I did add that with like some dark brown with black, just to make it look like leather. And these are throughout the whole costume, even on the gauntlets and on some parts of the legs. He also has the same like dark brown, kind of like leather looking material. Now, I did not lose any articulation. You could still, he has full articulation in his waist. Really smooth movement and a really smooth paint job. Really nice. He still has articulation in his arms with those butterfly joints. Still has the double jointed elbows. Check out the gauntlets. I added some gold paint there. Gold paints to the wrappings on his hand. And throughout the costume, I also added like some metallic green, but I didn't want to like overpower it So I just dabbed it in where it was needed. Some parts that were just like a bland color, I added it. And then where it was supposed to be like on his, like most of the like actual textured part of the suit, I just dabbed it in just to give it some little points of highlight in that shiny green. It came out pretty nice. We went ahead and golded in all the belt. It's all golden now. Looks pretty nice with that high gold color. Moving down on the legs, like I say, he still has his thigh swivel. And then you come into the leather parts I was talking about, running down his legs, above the knees. A lot of gold added here around the thighs. The knee pads got gold. Pretty nice work, pretty cool detailing. Really happy with it. Moving down to the boots. Here is where it was all just one color, so I had to add that like emerald metallic green, but with a little bit of black in it so it wouldn't be so bright. Gold around the boots. Really happy the way it came out. Then you have the boots that I actually also painted gold. You still have articulation. There's that toe joint. Really looks really good in the end. Like the way it came out. Pretty happy with it. Let's go ahead and take a look at them from the bottom. Painted it. You can still see the identification marks though. Moving up the back, you really see that emerald green like highlighted into the costume. Also the gold and that dark brown leather that I added. The back of the belt is gold. Then you could see all the different gold I added to his back. Really cool. Like I said before, I liked him before, now I really like him. Now I'm really happy to have him up there on the shelf. Really fine piece that now I have to display up on the shelf. Looking at the back of his hair, I added some color back there. All in all, really happy with him. Still a little bit wet, but I can touch him. There is other parts that I still want to put sealer on. And then of course we did have his accessory, which was his trident. Now I'm pretty sure it was just silver. There was nothing, and it was like a really shiny silver. And all the images I looked up, it was more like a dirty, like black washed trident. So I went ahead and added a black wash to it and sealed it. And the only place I could add any kind of like individuality that I wanted to just make it my own was on these little dots, these little like kind of like nodules at the bottom of the trident. There I added like little gold dots, and just to like make it stick out, and then I sealed it so it won't rub off. You could go ahead and put his trident in his hand. Display him with his trident. Really happy with it. Really cool. Like I said, I will be putting all of my Justice League figures are going to get the clear DC Multiverse stand. And then I'm going to see about building them like some kind of little like display. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll figure something out. But all in all, really happy with it. Started working on it, and then I just could not stop. Last night I worked deep into the night, like painting, like 2 in the morning. I'm over here detail painting till I finally said, you know what, I'll finish it up tomorrow. It's done. I'm gonna have them up here on the shelf until I can make them the display. But you guys let me know what you think. If you want to comment down below, tell me which one you would like me to do next. And you guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you guys on the next one.